The information discussed on Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no responsibility is assumed for inaccuracies. No statement made on this broadcast should be construed as a specific recommendation of a particular investment product. Views expressed are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent those of CBS Radio. Use only as directed.
Smiles, everyone. Smiles. And prepare yourself for...
Show me the money!
Ladies and gentlemen, the radio broadcast experience designed to keep your wallet in top condition. It's Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Talkin Money. Talkin Money.
More money, more money, more money.
And now entering the studio, your guru for fiscal fitness, Jeff Tarbell.
Hey, right. How you doing?
Good morning, everyone.
We are coming to you live from Sierra Tahoe this morning and trying out our nifty new, or not, it's not new, it's Vince's unit.
Vince's unit.
Portable unit, but we tried it out last week and with pretty good success. It seems like it dropped out a little bit, but I've got my eye on it today. So if it drops out, we'll just coincidentally take a commercial break right at that break, so it'll work out good too. Chris, you on board down there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. What's happening in the world of Christopher Law today?
We're just in the middle of baseball. We're just at the beginning of baseball season. And the A's a couple days ago, they had their first rain out since 1998, which is kind of crazy that they've gone that long without a rain out. But last night is probably one of the most insane delays ever. There was no rain, but the field was ruined because the night before they did not put the tarps on the field. They got there in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was completely underwater.
Oh.
And that's because they didn't put the... Now, they're saying, we are looking at the weather forecast, and it said it was going to be a little bit of rain, so we didn't expect much, so we just wanted to try it out. But even if you're expecting a little bit, with how bad it is to drain out in Oakland...
Right. How's it going to dry out with a little bit of rain?
Yeah, even a little bit of rain.
You can't believe the weather, man.
Oh, we need to dry it out because of all the rain that we got during the week. Yeah, maybe just wait one more day. And it's so bad because it's so tough for them to get crowds. They usually get crowds on Friday nights because it's Friday, people have the weekend. And the other tough part, in Oakland, it's not like you're walking down to the ball field. You're coming from Sacramento, you're coming from the East Bay, you're coming from Fresno to watch the A's play, and now you have to make that drive all the way back because they didn't put the tarps down.
So here's my quiz question for you today, Chris.
Yes.
Facebook examined which of the 30 baseball teams are most popular in each county nationwide by Facebook likes of their team pages. So they produced a map of all the different colors there. John shows the different colors. But there are 3 teams who did not have a plurality or basically a majority of Facebook fans in their counties. There's 3 teams. I'll give you one of them. One of them is the Toronto Blue Jays. So who are the other 2 teams in the entire Major League Baseball that did not even control one county of fans on Facebook? You want to take a guess at that, Chris?
I would say the A's.
Okay.
And I would say the White Sox.
Actually, the A's was correct, and the New York Mets.
Okay, I knew it was going to be one of those teams where there's 2 teams in the area.
2 teams in the same area, yeah.
So that was my other guess was the Mets.
So I don't know why the Toronto Blue Jays, maybe is there not Facebook in Toronto, or I don't know why the people just don't care.
Is it the United States?
Canadians.
Well, they I don't know. I thought they said all of Major League Baseball. But there you go. So the Oakland A's and the New York Mets don't have even control one county in terms of Facebook fans. That's our baseball quiz of the morning. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris is going to monitor the phones for us today. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You cannot text us. Apparently there is a text machine issue, and there's no text today. So if you're going to win some stuff, you're going to have to call the old-fashioned way.
That's right. Pick up and dial.
339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140. Or smoke signals work, although it'd be tough to see from up here. It is drop-dead gorgeous. Now, I will admit to you right now that I have, out of sheer frustration and self-pity, I have put my snow skis away for the year, and I have been invited numerous times to go skiing now that we actually have some snow, and I have basically said, forget it, I'm not going. And for me, skiing is one of those things. John's in really good shape, so he could just pick up in the morning and go skiing. I have to get a momentum going. I got to get, you got to get the first 3 trips out, your legs are shot, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get this again, and you go with it. Right?
Absolutely.
So, but
I got my butt kicked on Wednesday though.
Oh, did you?
It was a little deep, a little steep.
Yeah, don't even talk. I don't. Anyway, if you are in the mind of going skiing, I'm sure we have more snow now than we at any point all year. I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, here at Sierra at Tahoe, they just opened the back gates. So Huckleberry Gates in the back section just opened for the first time this year.
So there you go. And if you won some passes from us over the last little bit, you have until when is Easter?
The week after, I believe the Easter is the 20.
I get a couple weeks at least.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Okay. So you got a couple weeks to get up and use them, and if you don't have some passes, come up and buy one because today is going to be. You talk about Bluebird Day. Make sure you bring some suntan lotion. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, they're going to be open, I believe, till the 26th.
Okay.
Easter is on the 20th.
We got some time. A couple quick notes. I do want to say congratulations to my wife, who's decided she's had enough of us, and which seemed totally logical, which means she's just going to divorce me and leave me. She, for some reason, haven't figured that one out yet, but she decided she's going to go back into the world of employment. So my daughters and I are going to lose the day-to-day assistance of our personal assistant, and mommy's going to go get a good job. So that I'm happy for her because
Jeff Tarbell sitting at the lounge chair by the pool eating bonbons. I see it now.
I will be walking the dogs on the hour, and if I have to do laundry, I can't keep up. And the girls are anyway. So Kim is going to go back to work, and congratulations to her. And she's going to work for a great bunch of guys. She used to work with those guys in the past, and so she's thrilled, and I'm thrilled. That's cool. And an early happy 16th birthday to my twin daughters who turned 16 on is Wednesday the 9th? I think Wednesday or Thursday the 9th, whatever the 9th is this week. So
Wednesday
so think about that. They're going to be getting their driver's license this week.
New cars for everybody, right?
No.
New jobs, new cars.
No new cars. They can drive old cars. But I started doing this radio show when they were in, I guess, preschool. Because they wouldn't have been quite first grade yet. Or maybe it was kindergarten. I guess it was kindergarten. So we started doing that. Now they're turning 16. So maybe it's time to wrap it up, huh? That's a lot of Saturdays.
Put your wife to work, get the kids off to school.
I sell a few rental properties to get those out of my hair. I might, Saturday morning I might be sleeping in. It might be hard to wake me up.
You might be able to hit the ski slopes.
Yeah, that would be a possibility. So anyway, some big things happening this week, and my other daughter is graduating here pretty well. It's going to be busy. Going to be a busy couple months. So that's all the personal stuff out of the way. Buddy of mine, Colin Grail, had a little surgery this week, so hopefully he's feeling better and back at it. And everything going on. It's just, I can't tell you people I know who've had some sort of medical procedure, myself included, in the last 6 months. It must be just that age. Everything just got to be operated on. Got to cut something open. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We are here to talk a little bit of money, talk a little bit of Sierra Tahoe. During the second half of the show today, Bob Wheeler, I didn't confirm with him yesterday. I hope he's still on. Bob Wheeler is a CPA. He's actually out of Southern California. Grew up in Tennessee, but he's a CPA, been doing it about 25 years. Wrote a very, very simple, easy-to-read, bullet point book called The Money Nerve, Navigating the Emotions of Money. And I like it because it's very easy to read, but you don't have to – it kind of goes through a section that says, here's like 5 things. Try these 5 things. It doesn't like leave it up to you. You read it all and go, okay, now what? So it says, now try this. Do this, this, and this, or have these kind of conversations. So I won't get into it too much. We'll have Bob – if he's able to get in through the second half of the show, we'll have Bob join us for a few minutes to talk about that book. Again, the book is called The Money Nerve. It's only that thick, right? I think I
can handle that one.
You could read that, and I don't know, is there even I don't know, no pictures, but there's charts. You'll be all right. So we'll cover that in the second half of the show today as well. Speaking of this time of year, and it's funny that this comes out because I keep thinking this. I've never said it. What's a bigger deal than the prom these days? The promposal. Are you familiar?
I've heard so many stories in the last week about this.
The promposal. Now, this is if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't have kids in high school. And I'm looking around going, okay, which parent first came up with this idea? Because we need to all go back in time and kick the crap out of that person.
That's right.
And so some parent had an idea that you can't just. I mean, first of all, I was probably a shyer than normal high school boy. I didn't know any girls growing up. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I still don't. At least now I know that I don't. So for me, just to be able to ask somebody, hey, would you want to go to dance with me? What? So for me to ask that would be enough. But that isn't enough anymore. You have to have these elaborate events. I mean, I have 3 daughters, and you look at the way some of the boys have come over with these big signs and some kind of creative thing, which I think is is fun. But it's getting to the point. So they show this picture, the girl in the picture in the paper here. She got a giant poster ahead of this. Nice. She's walking around the school, the promposal. So if you're not familiar with that, now that I've said it, you will be. You'll just kind of tune in. But
our family friends obliged. Their son had the teacher reading a poem in front of the school over at Rio, and just this big to do.
Yeah, it's funny, and for the most part, I don't know. A lot of the people that I see, like the guys, like barely even know these girls, and then like they barely even talk to them after the whole thing. I don't know. The whole thing is beyond me. If I had to go through any of this crap,
you wouldn't go.
To either go to a dance or go to college when I was in high school, I'd still be in high school. I still act like I'm in high school, but I would actually still be in high school. I mean, I cannot believe what you have to go through to ask someone to a dance and then to and this whole thing about getting into colleges. I'm telling you right now, because I'm in the thick of it, is a joke. And you've got. And my kid, my oldest daughter was not one of them. But you got kids taking these phenomenal, baccalaureate classes, IB classes, and doing all these things. I mean, Kim was telling me yesterday that there's like kids with grade point averages of 5.0. Now I had a 5.0 also. If you added all 4 years together, I had the 5.0. Who in the hell has a 5.0 grade point average, and then they don't get into the school they want to get into? That's crazy. I would throw myself off this small little ledge right here and chip a tooth. I mean, I don't get it. And then all these colleges, waiting lists, and then we'll get back to you, and then, I guess if there's a supply and demand thing, that's all it can be. There's more people applying to some schools, and then there's other schools like we've had schools, calling my daughter saying, hey, I'm one of the professors in kind of in the field you said you're interested in, and boy, we look forward to having you come here. I'm like, isn't that a school you'd want to go to? And by the way, they're offering some money to come there too. Instead, you want to go to the school, they won't even return your damn call.
Supply and demand.
I guess. This is why I went to basic education. I lived in a little house in Rio Linda, water skied a lot, studied a little.
That's right.
And I didn't get a real good job.
And here we are.
Here I'm on the radio on Saturday mornings. Totally ruined my entire future. I got no future left. So anyway, I find it interesting. Two things that I find interesting. So for those of you who maybe don't listen to the show a lot or don't know who John and I are, we are not. It'll become painfully clear to you. We are not financial planners. We're not in the financial world, but we're in the mortgage world, which is somehow touches it a little bit. But I am always convinced that the tail wags the dog when it comes to the stock market. It's like which comes, do people move the market or does the market move itself? And I pulled out a big article, and this was about the FBI is investigating high-speed traders. Now, these are people that are making trades in like a nano of a second. I mean, they're literally, if I read it right, and I probably am glossing over it too much, but basically we could put in a huge trade for like, we're going to buy thousands and thousands of shares of this. And while that trade is pending, the market picks up a little bit, seeing the activity, you can instantly then turn around and buy, sell real quick. So you can buy it and turn and sell it while the market is still high. You can do things that are in instant seconds. And I think one of the things that they're alleging here, and I could be wrong, is that certain shops are picking up orders as they're coming in. They're buying it just ahead of the order, selling at the order a little higher. And we're talking about literally pennies. But you're doing it on huge volumes of stocks really fast a lot of times a day. So let's say John calls and says, hey, Jeff, and I'm not saying the same broker is doing it, but Jeff, I want to buy Facebook at $5 a share, and right now I know it's trading at $4.90, so I buy it at $4.90 real quick, sell it at $5, just quick little flips, a little quick. Well, the FBI is looking into this now about what's going on, and are we getting jammed a little bit by our order, people knowing our order in advance of what's coming in? So it's interesting to see what's going on there. You'd think, what do they care about people buying and selling real quick? I don't think they do, as long as it's all legit. But the one that gets me is the market. So the 31st was what day was that? Was that Monday? Was
Monday.
Yes. It was Monday. Okay. So the market the week before the 31st, so the last couple of days up, was just tanking out, just not doing anything worth anything. Magically on March 31st, which by the way is March 31st, January, February, March.
End of the quarter.
End of the quarter. Thank you, John. March 31st. The market rallies on the 31st. No news out there. Just kicks butt. Market closes Oh, guess what happens at the end of the quarter? Your statement comes out. The next couple days, including the last couple days, mark it back down again. Isn't that magical? So when we get our statements, our 401k statements and our other statements come out, they come out with a quarterly return or based on the quarter. Oh, it was
Everybody's
it
happy.
looks good. It looks good. Isn't that coincidental? I should put all my money in something and bury it somewhere. And I probably wouldn't find it. And then someone like 100 years from now would find it in gold coins and behind my tree, and I'd miss the whole thing out. But anyway, I think it's coincidental, if nothing else, how the market seems to, on the last day of the quarter, take a tremendous rally, only to peter out days thereafter. So
I think there's some structuring there.
You think so? I got to get back to. I know we're going to take a break here. I've got to get back to Samsung. Samsung has made the White House very angry, or semi-angry.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah. And you and I, if we wanted to, can buy our own jet fighter for $20 million. Now remember, jet fighters generally run in the hundreds of millions. $20 million.
Oh, we got a deal.
So we're just $20 million short of having enough
pony up
sufficient funds. But if we were to, find sufficient funds and we wanted a jet fighter, we could probably buy one privately made in the United States. Well, check that out. We'll get that when we come back too.
I'll take two.
Some talk about rates, some interesting talk about the labor force and a few other things too. How to properly market your house, whether you should mark your house as a fixer or a turnkey. We'll talk about that. We got some guests coming in too. We're going to jump into our first quiz question of the morning, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Like I said, you do have to call today, and we will give you a pair of passes to
the River Cats.
Sacramento River Cats. I believe, did I see their opening day was already?
It's coming up this week, I believe.
Okay, River Cats. Order some pizza if you're not a baseball fan. Those tickets are good, by the way, to any game you want to go to, any home game. So 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140.
Yes, so good morning. Since most of you are still probably in bed under the covers.
In your jammies?
In your nice sheets.
Well, we're in our jammies, but you can't tell on the radio.
We're just in the 20-degree weather at Sierra Tahoe.
Yeah.
But the first quiz question of the day is regarding your sheets on your bed, your luxury sheets that you're sleeping in.
Mine are Walmart sheets. I don't have luxury sheets.
The industry standard retail price is $550 for a luxury nice pair of sheets that Jeff has wrapped around his shoulders.
For sheets?
Yes, for sheets.
Before you get have you ever shopped for towels lately? This is why I should not leave the house.
My wife shops for towels.
I had to go out with my wife one time and look for towels. Towels are ridiculously expensive.
What isn't expensive?
No, but I mean, how much do you think a towel costs? Like a good towel?
$8.
I'm not coming. You can't even get sandpaper for $8. I digress. But towels are expensive. But it sounds like your sheets are expensive. $550.
$550 is the industry standard retail price for a luxury sheet.
Okay.
And the question is, what is the cost of these sheets?
Like the material cost?
Yeah. What's it cost to make a set of sheets?
$550 sheets. How much is actual material? And you don't see a lot of advertising for sheets.
No, but I know when my wife shops for sheets, it is they have to be this count and this thread and this.
Oh yeah, no, you want soft, but you don't see like a sheet company doing like a Super Bowl ad. So they're not spending a lot of money. In fact, have you ever seen a sheet commercial? We need to be in the sheet business because people just got to have them. But for $550, I don't got to have them.
Apparently, towels also.
Towels you got to have. So what is the cost of materials to create a $550 set of sheets? 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140. You can not text us, so just call those one numbers if you want to do that. We'll take the closest answer, Chris. You can take a couple different names and numbers there. This is Talkin' Money. John Fodorero, Jeff Tarbell. We are at Sierra Tahoe. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be
right back, Jack.
Talkin' Money.
Well, alrighty then. We're back to Talkin' Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Right. How you doing?
Good morning.
Back in the we're in the warm section this time. Last time we were sitting outside a little bit. I said I'm not coming to ski this time. I didn't even wear real socks this time. So we got to come in by the bar where I feel more comfortable. So we are actually sitting at a bar, an understacked bar. Steve, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I should say welcome back to us. We're in your house now.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, and thanks for you guys coming up. It's another gorgeous day up here at Sierra Tahoe. The sun is shining. It's very bright. But, yeah, we just had a fantastic week up here at the resort. in a 10-day period had 72 inches.
Yep.
So
that's more than maybe the 60 days before it.
That's more than almost the entire year.
Yeah.
So it was a very welcome finish to the season.
Yeah, that helps.
Planning to stay open through April 20th, and just a great year. We have a new plaza up here. So it was a very interesting time up here at Sierra Tahoe, but it's been fantastic.
Yeah, I was saying before you came on there a little bit, this would be, I just drove up here this morning at, full speed the whole way. There's no snow on the ground. It's going to be drop dead gorgeous up here, but you also have a couple of concerts going on today too, which is unusual.
Yeah, absolutely. With our new plaza, we're doing something called Live at Grandview. It's a spring concert series. We're getting some pretty noticeable bands. We have Hot Buttered Rum. They're a big bluegrass band this weekend. And then coming up next weekend, we have Mitty Matilda from the Bay Area. They play concerts like South by Southwest, Outside Lands. So we're excited to have them come up and play. And then partnered with events like today, we have Telegrass, which is a huge, what it is a bluegrass telemark festival. So for those of you that don't know what telemarking is it's where you actually have your heel is free and you kind of lunge down the mountain.
You'll be in really good shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it sounds like work.
Yeah.
Where does the bluegrass come in?
Bluegrass is the concert this afternoon.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
People go out, free their heel and free their mind all day.
What if you just wanted to grab a beer and watch the guys sing? I don't have to ski, do I?
Do it.
Okay.
That's what I'll be doing. So
Nice.
I'll join you at the bar there.
So what time? Because I saw there's another band, The Creek.
The Creek gets on about 2. They're going to open up, and then around 3:30 we'll have Hot Buttered Run go on, and then it's just going to be a good time. And the whole plaza area really enhances our après and overall ski experience.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity for guests to come up skiing or not and just enjoy what it's like to be in the mountains.
I mean, if you're a non-skier, this is a perfect day to come up because you don't have to deal with the weather is so great. But just sitting out on the deck and pull up a lounge chair and get a little sun. And now I haven't walked around in the new places. So is there like a bar? There's food.
New food and beverage outlet, as well as we have new retail. So it's definitely far. We're kind of trying. Again, we focus everything here at the Sierra Tahoe Resort on enhancing the overall ski and snowboard experience. So when we built this plaza, the whole idea was how is it going to enhance the ski day?
Right.
And so we're really focused on giving guests a place where it's basically going to be just a mecca of gathering at the end of the day. Beforehand, a lot of times you just walk, almost you could ski from your car
right.
to the lift. There's a new little kind of detour that you walk through, but it's a beautiful one in a great building with a great healthy food options. So trying to stay away from those overpriced burgers and stuff, but focus a little more on the healthy side.
So what's how do you guys summarize a year like this? Because this is why being in this industry would. I guess it's not fair to say because our industry. I can't tell you tomorrow whether interest rates are going to be 3% or 8. Because if they're 3, you won't be able to get a hold of me. If they're 8, I'll be up here skiing all day.
There's a lot of similarities to the two industries, and the financial side of stuff and the ski industry. And the best way to put it is there's a direct correlation to the amount of snowfall that we get in how we do financially.
Oh, yeah.
There, people are like, oh, it must be a little bit different. Absolutely not. So, you look at a year like this year, we average 480 inches of snow a year. We just hit the 200-inch mark.
Oh, wow.
So that gives you an idea. Gives you an idea. But that being said, we also had, an absolutely fantastic year. We had 3 young ladies go to the Olympics and get us some unbelievable press and recognition. Is we had 2 out of 3 of those girls, 2 born and raised right here in South Lake Tahoe, 2 came back with gold medals, and that's Jamie Anderson in women's snowboard slopestyle, and then Maddie Bowman in women's ski halfpipe.
Yeah, that helps a lot. So looking forward now, is someone blowing the hill up there? Is that what I'm hearing?
Dynamite going off.
Yeah, this time of year, avalanche controls especially how the snow fell this recently. Avalanche control is very prevalent, and you're going to hear it. Actually, we've done all of the control here at our resort, but now you start to hear Forest Service people getting back there, and they can have a good time because they can just kind of.
That's the job we need, John.
That'd be cool.
Launching grenades in the side of a hill.
Yeah.
So looking forward now to next ski season. You guys will be another. Just a little bit less than a month left here, and I hope we'll maybe get a couple more storms and just really punch it out by the end of the year. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
What is there anything on tap that you guys are thinking about for next year in terms of? I know you've done a lot, so maybe you have to just kind of. We got to put our money back in our pocket.
We had the project we did this summer was a $5 million capital improvement, so we're going to really look to capitalize on that.
Yeah, we need to recover money.
Recoup.
Exactly. So that's kind of the game plan moving forward. Summer operations, we aren't going to be looking to do mountain biking per se, but we're definitely thinking about, the possibilities with this new plaza, and because basically it's a great venue.
Yeah.
So looking at the options, what that offers us as a venue. Last summer we held a big adventure race up here at the resort. It was one of those 24-hour run for 24 hours. Crazy if you ask me. But the market for that right now is prime. You see a lot of people doing it.
The ones where the ones where they jump over the things and through the mud. That's a different one.
Yeah, that's a different one. But same idea behind it. Similar idea. So. But it gives us a great opportunity to really entertain those ideas as opposed to when we previously had to kind of back off from those. But anything that we have the opportunity to increase revenue and get some money flowing into the resort, we're all about it.
So I take a look at a year like this, and this is a year if I was running this resort, and I start saying, okay, does my next $5 million have to be, to put in some killer snowmaking, or do I have to go that route in order to, to maximize on those years? And that's got to be on the back of someone's mind.
Absolutely. And, addressing snowmaking directly, Sierra's in an interesting location where we sit right here off of Echo Summit. And, where the base area in West Bowl and our area is located, there's not a lot of wells that we can draw from, meaning that, you see some of these other resorts, and there's actually wells on the resort, little reservoirs, if you may. So that would be a very large capital improvement for us. But again, thinking how can we enhance the ski and snowboard experience, we have some older lifts up here at the resort. So, those are always on the radar as well. Can we maybe get people on the mountain quicker?
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to enhance. But we're going to kind of, like I said, try and capitalize off what we've just done. And then moving forward, definitely know that's something that we're looking for.
Yeah, it's fun. I was going to talk about season tickets right now for the next season are super reasonable.
Unbelievable deal right now. $289 gets you unlimited skiing and riding next year, and you can ski and ride free all the rest of this year. So $289, that's basically 3 days of skiing and riding. It's an unbelievable deal that can't be beat, and we highly recommend, even if you're just entertaining the idea, it's definitely not going to be a lost revenue for you. It's going to be...
No, because that's what's an average retail ticket for 1 day price? That's what 3 days worth or 4 days worth of...
Yeah, 84 right now is what our tickets are going for, which is significantly less as well when you look around when you look around the lake. So some of our competitors are actually pushing the triple digits. And I think when you talk about the ski industry, there's a term that's being thrown around a lot, and it's called barrier to entry. And we're trying to break some of those down. And one of those largest barriers to entry is the financial standpoint.
Yeah, I think that if you're serious about getting anything more than just a day in a year, the season pass, generally is your better deal.
Absolutely.
Hey, and if you haven't ever skied or snowboarded, period, we have the $45 online special is what it is. Go online, sierratahoe.com, and it's $45. We get you 2.5 hour lesson, rentals, and lift ticket for $45.
That's a screaming deal. You'll see the same guy every week.
Yeah,
exactly. This guy's not learning a damn thing. I don't get it. John and Jeff, get out on the lift line. You guys are taking any more classes. Now, are you partnering up? I can't remember. Did you guys partner up with anybody for?
Yeah, so we have a great relationship with Squaw and Alpine on the north side of the lake. Moving forward, that unlimited pass, that $289 pass, will actually get you 4 days there next season. That can be used non-holidays, non-weekends, but still 4 days anytime.
And they're in triple digits over there, so $289 for season pass, the rest of this year plus all of next year.
Yep, and then you get those 4 days at Squaw and Alpine. So it's 4 days so you could do 2 and 2 or 3 or all 4 at Squaw.
Tell you how old I am. So what my buddy my buddy lived in Salt Lake, and so when Alta went from $8 to $14, I thought they were going to burn the damn place down. It was like we were
if you look historically at the ski industry, what's happened is lift ticket prices have gone up, season pass prices have plummeted, and it's a little bit of both. But you look at a place like I grew up in Colorado personally, and growing up, Winter Park, you could ski for, $30-$40, but season passes were in that $900, $1,100 range. So there's been a little give and take there, and it's just kind of shifted. Lift tickets did used to be very reasonable, but now those lift ticket prices have gone up, lowering season pass prices.
Yeah, and I guess it makes sense. You look at the NBA is talking about doing variable pricing per game. So what used to be a good team, the Lakers. The Lakers come in and play Sacramento.
Yeah.
That ticket's $150. The Lakers play New Orleans. It's $35. And so, that's really what the ski industry is doing. Is if you want to come up to ski on the holiday weekends, the 3 days of the year when everybody else is here, you're going to pay.
Yep.
If you want to be one of our loyal fans, give us your money in advance, whether you come or don't come, we'll cut you a hell of a deal. I mean, that's really what it is. So you want to be a team, you want to be a club member, then you can pay the low price. Yeah, I know. And I this year I bought the one that gets you all over the place, and I didn't get anywhere. But that's my own fault.
But we also, beyond the Squan Alpine thing, we have options as well for. We have something that we've partnered with 11 other resorts around the western United States. All kind of they're all similar to Sierra. We call them gems of the western U.S. But 11 other resorts, and you get 3 free days at all those as well. So 33 extra free days of skiing and riding.
So that's at each of those?
Yep, at each of them. So if you end up taking a Christmas vacation to Washington, we've got a resort for you to go ski at. We have on that, it's called the Powder Alliance, and we get on that Powder Alliance, you have Stevens Pass, Cresta Butte in Colorado, Snow Basin in Utah. So some very reputable resorts as well.
Cool.
And it's definitely worth checking out. And then, not to mention, again, season passes aren't the ideal thing for everyone, but we always here at Sierra, we just want to see people get up on the mountain, enjoying what it means to be outside, outdoors in California. And today is a day that just totally exemplifies that. The sun's shining. There's snow-dusted trees right now that it's just absolutely breathtaking.
Perfect. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break, and our book guest is on the hold, so we'll have Bob hold on for just a minute. We're going to take a break. Thank you so much for helping us out again this year. Our listeners absolutely love the passes, and everybody's always asking, is Sierra going to do it again? I'm like, I hope so. So maybe we'll catch up with you again next year, and everybody get up here and enjoy the last few days of this year and make it a winning season for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the mountain.
John's got a quiz question before we take a break there. Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you very much. And Bob Wheeler, CPA, is going to join us. We're going to take a quick break so we give him enough time. So, Bob, if you can hold, that'd be awesome. Thanks, Steve. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. What do you got on the quiz break? We did get a winner to our last question, by the way.
Yes.
Our last question, how much was it? So $550 set of retail sheets were how much in cost? Right near your left hand there.
They were $68 in cost.
$68.
$68.
We need to get in the sheet business. Let's talk about Bob.
That is a markup of 220%.
Yeah, they do. Well, they do because they sell. I think they sell them to the retail store for $250.
Correct.
And they sell them for $550. So there's all kinds of money. Someone's making money on the sheet business.
That's right.
What's your next quiz question you got there? We'll take a quick break.
So since we're here at Sierra at Tahoe promoting them, the question is how many in the last 10 days?
Yep.
How many inches of snow has Sierra at Tahoe received?
I think you just gave us a question.
That's right. So in the last 10 days, how many inches of snow has Sierra at Tahoe received?
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. And they give you a pair of passes to Sacramento River Cats baseball or some Round Table pizza. Hang on through the breaks. Just a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Robert Wheeler, CPA, wrote a book called The Money Nerve, Navigating the Emotions of Money. And as I mentioned before, easy read book, and got some good bullet points. We'll talk to Bob about that. This is Talkin' Money. Jeff Tarbell.
John Florero.
Going to be
right back, Jack.
Talkin' Money.
And we're back to Talkin' Money. And here's Jeff Tarbell.
Right. How you doing? Let's get right to our guest because he's been holding patiently there. Chris, you can go ahead and bring up Bob. We'll see if we get all these different locations worked out here. Hey, Bob, are you on the phone there?
I'm on the phone.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you hanging on hold there and calling us on a Saturday morning.
Hey, no worries.
And I appreciate you sending me a copy of the book. And I teased it a little bit there before you joined us this morning that I get a lot of books sent to me. And people think I can read, which is the number one, misconception is I'm not a good reader, and I'm even a worse speaker. But I did enjoy, and I haven't read all the way through yours. I did enjoy starting it because I like the ones that kind of just get right to the chase, and it's an easy read. It's got some bullet points, and it's got some things you can do and questions you can ask yourself. So from that standpoint, I thought it was one of the better ones for people to just want to kind of just get the basic information into their brain and move on. So with that said, why don't you tell me give us a little quick background on who you are and why you decided to sit down and write a book called The Money Nerve.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. Well, I've been a CPA for 25 years. I've been working with various clients of different money levels, and I hear all kinds of stories regardless of their financial background. And I realized that a lot of people all thought they were the only person that didn't get the download on how to handle their money. And so I wanted to write a book to start the conversations, to get people talking with each other and communicating about their fears and their money blocks and how to actually start to learn to make conscious choice.
And I think that's for someone who's and I haven't been a CPA, but I've been in the mortgage business for 20-something years. Isn't it interesting how we get I'm going to use the term voyeur. That's not the right word, but we get a really interesting peek into a lot of different people's backgrounds, financial backgrounds, and isn't it fascinating how different everybody is? And I've seen families that that make less than $40,000 a year with incredible net worths, and I've seen people that make $40,000 a week, literally just blow it through their fingers.
Absolutely,
it is amazing.
That it never ceases to amaze me, the stories that I hear from different people. Yeah, I mean, I just met a woman who had 10 children, single mom, bought a house when she was 18.
Yeah,
still has the house. Yeah.
So the basics of the book is navigating the emotions of money. I mean, what does that really mean to you, and what is it you're trying to get across? I mean, is there a mental thing that we need to get across, or what is it?
So what I find is, we all know what we should do, but we don't do it, right? We know we should save our money. We know we should buy property or pay down credit card debt, but we don't do it. And so until we start to have the conversation about why don't we do it and why do we self-sabotage, there's no point in having the rest of the conversation, in my opinion. So to talk to somebody about a budget who just hears the word budget and says restriction, overwhelming, and then they shut down, there's just no point in going any further. But I find when I talk about what are your fears, what emotions come up when you think about having money or not having money, and what are your dreams, then in the context of all of that, we can start to talk about budgets and actually how to start taking steps to make those things become reality.
I like the term self-sabotage because I probably am guilty of that myself at some point. And it's funny, I knew a guy, early in my career who was in the mortgage business, and he said, every young guy I hire, I immediately tell him, make him go out and buy a brand new expensive car. I immediately want to put him, I want to self-sabotage. I guess they weren't he was sabotaging them.
Right.
But I want to make them so damn hungry, to get out and do business that, that they got to wake up every morning, and work for me. And that wasn't a tactic I always took. But I do think that in some ways, personally, I probably have done that myself, which is, doing something to create some motivation to, to keep working hard and keep doing things, and that's probably a form of self-sabotage, if I'm honest about it myself.
Absolutely, and I mean the thing is this: unfortunately, money is the one relationship we have until we die. It's not, even if you ignore it, you still have that relationship, and so even myself, I get going with things. Life is really good, and I get a little sloppy. I get a little cocky, and don't pay attention to the details. I have to then get myself grounded again and stay on task.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal point, and if you do this particular show has a lot of self-employed people, and I do think it's so darn hard to take the waves up and down. I mean, when you're up, it's like nothing in the world can stop you.
Right.
I deserve to drive this or live here or buy this or build that, and I earned it, and then. Damn well, if you're not 2 years later, you're thinking, what in the hell was I doing?
Exactly.
If I'd have just, I think about that all the time. How much money have I, on different ventures and different things, if I had just put it in the bank, but then I go back and myself, Bob, and I say, if I'd have done all that stuff, what a boring existence, would have been. And so how do you counteract those two things?
Well, I guess I think of life as I'd prefer to be on the roller coaster than on the merry-go-round because it's a little more exciting. But there's going to be some down and there's going to be some up. And I think, you can't beat yourself up for the choices that you made in the past. And I think it's just a matter of being curious as to, do I want to continue to do that or do I want something different? So it's not about I'm bad or I made bad choices. It's what do I want to do now going forward without regret.
And do you think there are, I mean, people say as you get older you get wiser. I think that as you get older you have less time to recoup from a mistake. And so, and I look at myself now at 48 versus at 28. And at 28, you haven't done a damn thing. So if you lost everything, you haven't lost anything, really.
Right.
At 48, my wife's looking at me saying, you need to straighten up a little bit here, boy. Right. Because, you don't have another 20 years to make. And so, is there some of that in your mind, too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I talk with clients at different ages, yes, as you get older, you can't take the risk that you did when you were much younger. But I also find a lot of people that are getting older haven't planned at all for the future. I had a woman who was 65 and came to me and said, "Yeah, I need to buy a house because my friends all have houses and it's a good investment." But you don't have any money.
Right. Yeah, she's listening to those things about how you can flip a house and make money with no money.
Right.
And I was trying to, I had it pulled out, and I can't, for the life of me, I can't find it. But I had an article that showed the breakdown of the amount of net savings people have at various ages, and I mean, for people that had over $100,000, in terms of just savings at all different ages, the number was staggeringly low. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's. You're relying on a system that I think is going to go through some collapse, which is our federal Social Security and those kind of things too, and there may not even be one, and that scares me a little bit for people.
Absolutely, and I tell most of my clients that don't count on Social Security. You got to take care of yourself. Don't wait for everybody else to come in and help you, and don't count on that inheritance, or don't count on you're going to hit the lottery. Those might be great. And that's just gravy, but you've got to take responsibility and plan for this stuff.
Okay, so in the book, you couple highlight points. I know we're gonna, you and I could go back and forth all day, I'm sure. But overcoming a fear about money. So what is a fear of money? That sounds strange.
Well, it's funny. There's a lot of people that have guilt about having money because if they have too much money, they might be perceived as being a bad person. I had a woman who received $2 million from a lawsuit in her husband's death, and she immediately gave it to the church because she didn't want anybody talking to her about her money. So she just gave it away.
Wow.
Just signed it over. Okay. I mean, that's an extreme, but it's amazing. I've worked with people like in the spiritual community that feel guilty that they don't want to they can't have any kind of wealth because it will be a bad reflection on them. And so a lot of people will just choose not to deal with it rather than actually admit that they want to have a relationship with money.
So I need to start a church. If people want to get, if they feel guilty about their $2 million, like the guy, who's the guy back east, the bishop had the big multi-million-dollar place. We need to get that guy. Now, what's creating an honest budget? What does that really mean?
So creating an honest budget is including all the stuff you don't want anybody to know about. So
yeah, there you go.
If you like to go shopping and buy shoes, or you like to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels every week, put it in the budget. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying put it down. So it's you can be more realistic about, gee, why don't I have the money to pay for college? Why don't I have the money to pay my mortgage? Oh, because I'm spending it on my dog. I'm spending it on whatever those things are that we don't want to admit that we spend on.
Yeah, and that's a great point because, particularly for those of you who, almost everybody uses, well, not everybody, a lot of people use Quick Enter, just some of the easy kind of, online registered accounts. If you just go, it's staggering. You just go back and look and see. Okay, well, I got my mortgage. That's easy. I got the gas bill. That's easy. I got my car. Okay, that's easy. So you think about it. Well, I only need $3,000 a month to get by. I got those things. But why am I? How come I'm going through $5,500? Well, because there's $2,500 that gets leaked out.
Right.
Then until you're honest about where it's going. Just be honest to yourself. I mean, you can lie to us. We don't give a damn.
I always tell people if there's some addiction you don't want anybody to know about, just call it special needs.
Yeah, mine's called tequila, but everybody knows about it. If I would just sew my mouth shut, I'd be a billionaire. So, Bob, we got just a couple minutes left. So let me give out the book again. Is The Money Nerve. And I've got if you want to, there is a website, themoneynerve.com, so you can either email them sales@themoneynerve.com. Now, is your book anywhere else, Bob? Like on
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and some fine bookstores. So
okay, So Chris in the studio, Bob did send me a copy of this book. I have one, and I will give it to the first person that calls in and says they'd like a copy of this book. I will give them my copy of the book, and if we get a couple people that are just absolutely adamant, I'll go online and buy a couple more and send them to you. So if you were interested in a copy of The Money Nerve, you can give Chris a call, 339-1140, and you can't text him, so he'll get your name and address. And again, the book is Robert Wheeler, CPA, The Money Nerve, Navigating the Emotions of Money. And Bob, I really appreciate your time on a Saturday, and we jumped around a lot there too, but I think I was trying to hit all the high points of just things that I've seen from people and myself over the years. And I think that if you go through this book and you honestly go through it, you can identify yourself in some of those characteristics. I did. And you can, and I think if you learn anything, it's just putting together an honest budget. What am I really, really leaking out every single month? You could find money to do things you want to do with.
Or scare yourself.
Yeah, or scare the hell out of yourself. Well, all the above. So, Bob, I appreciate it very much, and thank you so much for joining us on a Saturday, and maybe I'll pick up a couple more and give them out to some listeners today.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Okay. Yeah, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
All right. So we'll do that. So if you're interested in a copy of this book, and like I said, and I will, if there's a couple people that really want the book and you think you'll read it and go through it, I'll go online and I'll get a couple more, and I'll send them to you. And we'll have John will autograph them for you. Things you shouldn't do. A, follow John and I around. Put your skis
Forge books.
Put your skis and snowboard away and save yourself a tremendous amount of money. Now, if you just bought this is the thing, John. If we just bought the $289 pass here and just skied locally, we'd be fine. But no, it doesn't seem to be good enough.
Let's go to Idaho.
Let's go anywhere that doesn't appear to be any snow this week. All right, that music means we got to wrap it. I'll get into some of this next week. We didn't get into our jet fighter and how Samsung teed off the White House, but we'll get to that. We got time.
That's right. 80-degree weather coming this week.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little motorcycle ride in, I think. Or maybe I'll just plant some more trees and hurt my back again. One of the two. If you want to find us during the week, you can find John at johnfode.com, jefftarbell.com, and the Talkin Money page has on Facebook has this show rebroadcast or podcast every week, so you can pick it up if you'd like. Chris will take your name and number there, 339-1140, if you want this copy of the book or another one. My name's Jeff Tarbell, John Forterero. Thanks, John, for joining us. Go hit the slopes. I'm going to grab a beer and listen to the band.
There you go.
It's a little early. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Aloha.